Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Vader Games in the building. I'm Vader Games. This is Vader Games TV. This is another episode of Why Always Me, episode 129. The episodes are adding up. The episodes are adding up. Thank you for being a part of the show, being in the mix. Hit that like button. Part of the comments. First things first, my peoples come first. My people, those that are here, those that are also no longer here, thought of and always remembered. I got a show to talk about. We got topics to discuss. Ooh, do we have topics to discuss? I'm going to do my best to stay on point. Let me make sure I got my timers all set. That's got to be, what are we looking at here? 300. Yeah, we got that set. We got that set, 5 minutes. The topics discussed. And previously on Vader Games TV, if you happen to miss Why Always Me, last week's show, we had a series of topics that we discussed, and now we're moving on to the next. Pep's successor, Maresca Company. We're going to discuss that a little bit. That happens to be in the news recently. The Carabao, we got the result that we needed. I did a match reaction last night. If you missed it, go and catch that after this show. But Brentford, check. Cross that out. Next up, the draw happened. Newcastle. We'll see what we can do against them. It's going to be a tough game. We're going to discuss Shirky, Savinho, how they played, and something with regards to how our style of play. The Semenyo news. Some are for it, some are against it. I'll give you my 2 cents on it. City and West Ham. That's going to be a game. That's going to be a game where we can apply a good amount of pressure, and we'll discuss that on how it might affect Arsenal. And then I'm not going to forget, I'm not going to ignore, I'm not going to move past the club that spent 450 million in one transfer window, 2 record signings. We're not going to let them just go about their normal business. We gotta focus on them. And I got to share a point that I think many of you may not agree with, but I'm going to share that regardless. Now, what I do every show is I gotta show love to the very first person in the chat, to show love and be like, yo, Vader, I'm in here. I'm dropping a comment. I've dropped a like. And on today's show, first up from the very beginning, I gotta shout out Clutch Clips Classic coming in with the comment right from the jump being, what up, Vader? Listen, also reminding y'all, smash the likes, people. Do what you gotta do. Sam, I see you, good looking out, saying big up. Shout out to Clutch as well. And Sam goes, can I say that Ornstein is an Arsenal fan and reporter? Something iffy about the timing of the news, in my opinion. People trying to unsettle us when we are on a 6-game win streak. Listen, Sam, this is why I need you at CIA on Sunday, at Intelligent Agendas, because you see what's being kind of plotted, what's kind of being set up. I'm with you on this one, and I'm gonna put a star because we're gonna revisit this. I see Trevor in the building. You know what it is. It's saying big up, talking to everybody in the chat as well. And listen, 23, big up, large up. Thanks for being a part of the show. Thanks for the comment. I see you. I was a little late. Listen, Vader Games, late games. I was a little late. Well, apologies, but I appreciate you for being here nonetheless. Let me start that bad boy. That made me laugh. I can't lie. And I'm usually good for timing. I see my girl Vanessa in the building. She goes, Vader. You know what it is. Good looking out. She asked, what would you do if City signed 10? Boo, Vanessa. Boo. Boo. Not even entertaining that. Not even entertaining that. It's terrible. Terrible. Sam goes, new countdown music is nice. Appreciate that. I'm trying to do, and again, I want to revamp my whole intro. I did realize my intro is a little long, but I do want to revamp it and make that work. Large up, Mancunian way. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, great reminder. Great reminder. Listen, I should send out this link. All right, 1 second. Apologies, everyone. I've got to click on this and make this happen. You guys are absolutely all amazing. And this is going to be a great show. I'm going to start the timer. I'm going to be on point, show to show, and we're going to get that cooking. All right, share. Put that in the mix. Go boom. Bam. Thank you. All right, we did that, and now I also got to do the apologies. This is moving a little slow. All right, so I'm going to make sure I send out this invite guests. Copy that bad boy. Send this to, where is he? All right. Boom. All right. Got that done. Let me see what's going on in the comments. Vanessa goes, what? I did not see that. I'm going to have to go and catch the highlights. I did not see that. That's a great share. Good looking out, Vanessa. Let me save that. Martin is in the building in the comments. I sent the link out. Also, I've got a series of topics that, you know what? Why Always Me is my, should I say it's my favorite show? It's kind of like the heart show for me. It's the heart show. It's kind of like helped me kind of morph into the other shows. And I should make it a point on sharing this here. And I'm going to say, if interested in one of the topics, feel free to join. Who was it that said Vader Games, late games? Who said that again? Who said that? 23 said that. Now, all right. I was a little late, and then I'm also sending out some items on the phone, which I should be in full show mode. So apologies on that delay and everything like that. All right, let's let's refresh this. Let's do it. Let's do it proper. Vader Games. Now, I see My guy TJ Warren TV in the building. He goes, big up Vader. Listen, large up. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. It was a good show, American Waffle. We got a show later on tonight. We'll see what happens with regards to the whole Arsenal City talk, where that goes. Ahmed in the building. He goes, hello, bud from USA. Listen, appreciate you. USA, Canada. We're good neighbors. We're good neighbors. No problems there. Yeah, you got to hit that like button. I appreciate that. Going back to work. Nah, I appreciate it. Go back to work. Hey, just put this tab, keep this tab open, let the video run. Maybe bring the volume down. Mute it if you need to. Tune in here and there when you can, TJ. Much appreciated. Good looking out. And I got David in the building. He goes, hello, Vader. Bring Martin on the panel. And I appreciate you, David Silva. I appreciate you. If Martin happens to be available time-wise, he'll join. I'm sure he's going to want to discuss one of these things, or maybe he's going to want to discuss this right here. Pep is getting the club in order, rightfully so, as the manager that he is, as a person that wants to leave the club better than how he arrived to it. And he arrived to a very good club, but we also recognize that he's raised standards. He's raised consistency. He's bringing a level of performance that the club didn't previously have. Right now, yes, we had won Prems before. We won one with Mancini. We won one with Pellegrini. But at the rate that Pep was doing it, the consistency, the back-to-back, right? That is something that he's brought. And I think it's something that he's trying to instill in terms of maybe downloading, maybe having things set up for who is next, right? And that's what I'm going to want to discuss as this show. So let me start the timer. I see you guys in the comments. I'm going to do my best to kind of keep up to speed with what I want to say within the 5 minutes, as well as what you guys want to chime in with. And as you can see at the very bottom right here, chat Q&A. If I happen to ignore you, my apologies. But the chat Q&A back and forth, we got that. We got that built into the show. So let me go and get this going. Vader games. Now, let me first say this. All right, full Vader games disclaimer. I don't want Pep to go. I don't want Pep to leave. Shout out to my man RSM in the building. I see you, my fellow blue brother. You know what it is. He may not like this topic, but I don't want Pep to go. Let me be real with you. This level of management, this level of expertise, it's rare. We're not going to go out there and find another serial winner like this. I'm going to tell you that right now. However, we do have to plan for life after Pep, right? Pep signed his contract extension last season during our dark spell, right? 1-13, 1-14. He renewed his contract and renewed a contract for 2 years, not 1+1 like many rumored. He said, listen, I'm locked in for another 2 years. So that's this year and next season. You know, I got to shut things down. I just saw something special in the chat. Not that any of you in the chat aren't special, but you know me. You know me when it comes down to this one in particular. My gal is in the comments. My gal, I got to shout her out. Rose in the building. She goes, hey, Vader. I love and appreciate you for the amazing job you are doing. Thank you so much. Your expert analysis of the beautiful game is priceless. Rose, thank you so very much. Listen, comments like yours, comments like many in the chat already is why I continue to try to do as much as I can, being more consistent. I appreciate that. Sam showing Rose some love as well. RSM, what did RSM have to say? He goes, I don't like the topic. You are right. So I know you're not going to like this, but for the possibility of either of our managers moving on, we gotta have the combo. We gotta have the combo. David goes, as club targeting Elliot Anderson. Oh, you know what? We'll discuss potential transfers. Let me start that bad boy. And we got this flowing. Listen, Vanessa, the GOAT. Tell him same Vader, the GOAT. I appreciate that. I'm trying. I think I got GOAT potential is what I'm going to say. I got GOAT potential. I just need to be consistent. Like many things, you got to be consistent with it. All right, so let me pop this out. The successors for Pep, I don't want right now. I don't even want that discussed. I don't want this to be his last season, to be real with you. I would be really happy with Pep signing a contract extension, if I'm going to be completely clear. However, Pep signed 2 years. He got this year, he's got next year. If after what he does committing to his contract moves on, the potential with regards to incoming managers, and there's a lot of talk right now with Maresca, and your guys are all seeing it on the timeline. You're seeing this conversations. You're probably going to see it with some other channels. I think it's a little early. I think to go back to what was mentioned earlier, I think it is a little bit to kind of destabilize this form that City happened to be in, have the conversation to have the conversation around other things other than how well the club's going. Our financial reports just came out, even with regards to even how the style of play, us bringing the beautiful game back, right? I think a lot of those things are being leaked right now just to cause a little bit of confusion. But Pep, if his next successor, if the person after Pep happens to be Maresca, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Now, RSM, Chelsea fans may not like that. And some of them are kind of torn. Some of them aren't really that committed to Maresca, right? They're kind of like his stubbornness, his man management, some of the decisions he made, even with regards to how he managed games when they suffered some red cards as of late. Like, what is he doing over there? We know Maresca had learned a big portion of his football under Pep. Him coming back to Manchester City, I wouldn't have a problem with. Also recognizing that Vincent Kompany is locked in until 2029, I believe, and he just signed a contract extension to be locked in till then. I think Kompany is a strong possibility to end up at City eventually. The manager to directly follow Pep, that's a huge mountain to climb. That's going to be a battle from the jump. Because the expectations, as much as we're going to try to like reset our minds, and when I say we, I'm going to talk for the majority of City fans, they're going to try to reset their minds to be like, all right, we can't expect to be going after every trophy with this type of manager. We can't expect to kind of see the same type of beautiful football, possession based. Like, there's going to be changes in style of play. I think it's going to be so much of a culture shock. It's going to be so much of a, I'm accustomed to this. We hear it all the time, right? We hear it all the time from rivals. I'm accustomed to this. My knowledge of the club is this, right? There's so much. My standards are here. There's going to be that type of transition. I think Maresca and Kompany are probably going to be really wary. They're going to be aware of, do I want to follow right after Pep? And if I was an agent to those managers, I'd be like, you got time. You got time. The only way you don't have time is if the next manager that City go after is another generational one. But what are really the odds of that, right? The Maresca and Kompany talk, let's entertain it. Let's listen to it. Let's hear the pros and cons. But let's also not stress and think that Pep is leaving this summer. Don't let your mind go to think that Pep is leaving this summer. He signed a 2-year contract. Now, I'm also going to say, there's City fans that wanted Pep out 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, right? After the trouble, there were City fans that said, Pep, okay, farewell, now time to say bye. Because I can't even begin to try and rationalize why they would want the manager at the peak of his powers with the trouble to kind of move on. There's something to be said about passing on knowledge, right? And to leave on a high, this isn't performance art. This isn't a singer. This isn't an actor on stage, right? Oh, the applause is so great now when you leave. Listen, it's a sport. And in competitiveness, you still want to continue to prove that you can compete amongst those around you. Pep sticking around, I'm so glad that he did, despite the City fans that wanted to leave after the trouble because we got a 4-peat. I want him to still take on and get this club, get the house in order for who's going to be next. But who's going to be next is probably not directly after Pep. It's the manager after, if that makes any sense. Let me catch up with these comments. I see you guys in the building. Y'all were moving with the comments. Clutch goes, breaking: Chelsea head coach Maresca is high amongst the candidates for Manchester City are considering to consider after Pep. See, and again, that next summer is where I'm like, yeah, I don't quite believe it. Clutch, I think the next summer isn't this summer, right? Because if it was this summer, they'd say this summer. Next summer is his final year of the contract, which kind of makes sense. It's looking at the fine details, looking at the wordplay. Vanessa asked a question. Do you think Milito is a good center back? Milito, I think he's. I think he is. I think he is good. I don't know if he's at the peak of his powers anymore, though. I think I've seen a little too many slip ups from him. He doesn't seem to be as consistent. I know he's been injury plagued, right? I think that's a reason why he's kind of tailored off a bit. Would I want him at Manchester City? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want him. Clutch goes, and I appreciate this, Clutch. He goes, breaking, Manchester City sources have noted that Pep Guardiola is contracted beyond next summer and refuses to be drowned on speculation. Contract is beyond next summer. Yeah. Now, see, this is funny because I've kind of seen this summer, next summer. Like, for example, hey, what are you doing this Saturday? Meaning this upcoming Saturday. But would you say, what are you doing next Saturday? Is next Saturday meaning this upcoming Saturday? Because the way that kind of reads, next summer, I think Pep's locked in this summer and next summer is his last, if I'm understanding that right. MJ in the building, he goes, I hope we hear 115 verdict after Pep leaves if we are... Wait a minute. I did not expect this. I should have read this fully before I started reading it fully. I'm kind of doing the Anchorman thing. I gotta be careful with this. So I hope we hear 115 verdict after Pep leaves if we are found guilty. And the clause has been dishonest after telling us they have irrefutable evidence. I wouldn't want his reputation broken. That's a tough one. I don't think we're clear of all of the 115s or the 130s, however you want to look at it, MJ. But I think we are clear of the financial skirting of the rules. I think that's the one thing that I think we're innocent of. But because again, part of the 115, the charges are non-cooperating, not divulging information in a timely manner, things of that nature. But in terms of like having a competitive advantage because of financial, I don't think that's us, and I don't think that hits us. But to your point, if we do get hit with that post Pep leaving, his reputation still gets hit. I'm gonna be honest with you, because he would have been here during that time. To be completely honest, I think he would have been hit with that at the time. I ain't mad at that one at all. I ain't mad at that at all. Let me see what's happening here. Clutch goes, Luis Enrique for Pep. Does he go and follow Pep again directly after Pep? I don't think so, but he could be. All right, Sam goes, realistically, I think it's Mendes, because Maresca just signed with his agency, and Mendes does this PR with his clients. Also, Maresca is under contract. Wait, he's under contract until 2030? It would cost a lot of money. Yeah, it would cost a lot of money. 2030. So Maresca's under 2030. Company's under 2029. Who do we find between that? Dre P goes, I'm late, never got to know. Yo, YouTube's doing me dirty. Dre P, YouTube is doing me dirty. I'm trying my best. This is where I'm at. And the feedback that I got from Rose and others, I'm trying to be consistent with the same time of day. I am maybe I'm trying within an hour of that time frame. So this is where we're at. And I know I'm taking way too long on this one topic. Apologies. Let me put a star here so I can catch back up. But the Maresca comments, much appreciated. I think Maresca would have to be bought out. And like RSM just mentioned, it would be very pricey. And if we were to go and try to go after Vincent Company early, that as well would be very pricey. But before I move on to the next topic, let me bring a guest to the stage. You've known him from previous Why Always Me's as well as joining me on CIA. So let me say welcome and thank you to my man, Martin from the Mancunian Way. What do you say, Martin?
Big up, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm right. Glad you were able to join. What are you saying? Are you involved with any of the, hey guys, calm down with the whole manager news? Where are you at with it?
I'm ignoring it all. Well, we're going into it more tonight.
Okay.
By the way, quick one. I've only got 5 minutes, so I just wanted to come and show some support. So better.
Oh, okay. I don't.
Where am I? The only thing I'm smiling about is, I find it very weird. As last season, everyone wanted Pep out. Yes. He's clueless. He's finished. His ideas are boring. What we're doing?
He's too loyal.
Have you seen the timeline today? It's like the meltdown. We can't let him leave. I'm like, make your mind up, guys. Yeah. Which one do you want?
I've gotten a lot better at recognizing who says what and who to ignore and who to value.
Hey, I did a space last night. It was just receipt versus receipt versus receipt. Listen, what I've done is I've kept all these receipts in back. You know how much smoke we went through last year. Yeah. We were in the trenches. We were fighting on the water. We were fighting in the air. We were fighting on land. We were doing our bit, and that wasn't even rivals. We were doing it with some in our own fan base. We were like, "Whoa, calm down."
Yep.
And the timing of it's very weird to me.
Yes. Clutch mentioned that. Sam mentioned it. We're on a very good run. I think because there's so many good things to say about City right now that they have to throw in a little.
And it's come from Ornstein. And Ornstein's an Arsenal fan and the Arsenal spokesperson.
Yep.
Listen, sometimes if it smells like you know what, feels like you know what, looks like you know what, it is you know what.
Yep.
Pep's never broken a contract in his whole career.
Agreed. I agree with that.
And then he's just going to ditch out in his final year at City. Because, and I get it, you know, I've even seen it already. Rodri's not re-signing, Pep's not re-signing, he sold his restaurant, City going down to Division 3. It's like people just, if everyone was as good as Dr. Dots as what they're being at the minute, you know, we'd have the Dr. Dots championships.
This is what I'm going to say. There's a lot of things to kind of like pull the string at, right? Like a few things are happening around. They're going to like, oh, let's pull this string and see whether it can start frailing away. Yeah. Selling the restaurant might be simplifying life or being
it's economic. An offer. Because economics are in the bin. No one's going out for meals anymore.
So and also in top of that, it's like, okay, let me simplify some things. Let me diversify. Let me actually switch things up. What I want to point out is and you mentioned it right from the beginning, there were so many that were Pep out, and now it seems like those same voices are like, Pep, don't go. I've got a few topics, and I want to just respecting your time, and I'll fast forward ahead whether it's one thing you want to discuss. But topic wise, you may not have been able to see it, but we got obviously we beat Brentford. We got Newcastle next. I don't know if you want to speak on that. We got Shirky, Savinho. The two can learn from each other, and I would just want to emphasize, you hear in the press conference Pep saying Shirky can improve on his work rate. Not only he can be great in attack, but he's got to work well coming back. And then he's said the opposite. He likes how Savinho's working, and says, hey, he needs to calm down and be a little more poised in attack. So this is where the two players can actually learn from each other. The Semenyo news, City versus West Ham must win, pressure on Arsenal, and then Liverpool.
Where do you want me to start on this one? There's about
whichever one you want. You got about 4 minutes left. Whichever one you want.
I'll go with this. I think he keeps all players' feet on the ground. If you remember Haaland when he came in, he kept Haaland's feet on the ground. I just call that good man management.
Yeah. Okay. Not letting them get praised too high.
Yeah. Cherky's been here 3 months, and listen, Pep's been in this game long enough, and we do enough for this as fans. A player has a good month, they're world class.
Yeah.
A player has a stinky month, they're the worst player in the history of the club.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Pep's just doing. Relax. He's doing well now. But in 6 months' time, if he's not performing, you'll all say he's a flop again and turn on him. And listen, Pep sees and hears everything. The Savino stuff. I get people being a little bit dubious about the summertime, blah, blah, blah. But this is why I say sometimes don't always believe what you read.
Yeah.
Don't always believe that. There are agendas with some of these media people. Again, with the David Ornstein bit today. And I think Cherky and Savino will be fine. Semenyo, I think, will be a great addition. For me, the Brentford was the most relaxed I've been in a football game all season because I didn't feel there was... Brentford last night, I think I said this, felt like the old City again of, we're just going through the motions here, and there's no worries, there's no panic.
You know what it felt like?
Full team.
Let me add to that too. It felt like when you say the old City, it felt like we had scouted them so well that we knew where their threats were coming from, and we were already prepared for it.
Yeah.
Like Pep being, hey, expect this, and this is what we're going to do. Expect this is what you're going to do. And when we're going to attack, here's what we can do, and here's how we're going to have an impact. I thought it was...
it was what I call a very professional, good performance all round. We had a dodgy 10, 15 minutes, as we discussed last night in the second half. Players were good in parts, not good in other parts, and that's fine by me. Right now, there's not a lot to complain about. There's not a lot to complain about.
That's it. That's what. So they had to pull the pin and throw something in the mix. This Ornstein is just to kind of like get us frazzled a little bit. And
it's like a little grenade. I hate that it's working. Little grenade. Everything's too. Because you've got to remember, you said this perfectly. We are where we are not meant to be in everyone's eyes.
Yeah,
we're not meant to be in semi-finals of anything. We're not meant to be 2 points off the top. We're not meant to be in the top 8 of the Champions League. We were finished. We were done. We were signing flops. Wirtz was the greatest signing in the world, and we were going to close the club down. And City were cheaping out, going for Cherky and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, hang on a minute. That's going too well over there now. So we need to put a little distraction in, a little bit of noise.
Yep.
And tomorrow, by the way, I think Pep Guardiola will clear all this up.
Well, now that you mentioned Pep, and everybody appreciate this, because topic-wise, we're addressing all the topics. I'm not doing the typical moving the timer along, but you guys are flowing with this. This is the one thing that I want to mention, as you mentioned Pep. I recognize, and when I said the certain voices that are like the distractors or the haters, I've recognized you, and then those that are like insupportive or want to have the conversation. With regards to Pep, they're quick to lean on when they don't agree with him, but let's also understand that Pep managed these players through the press conference as well. So he's going to want to keep these players' feet on the ground, like you mentioned, and throw out, they were brilliant with this and that, and here's where they can also continue to be good players. Those that want Pep out are just going to harper on what he happens to say and say that he's doing poor man management or whatever. But the point with regards to back a couple press conferences ago when Pep was saying Savino's also going to get time to play, well, this is Pep in the press conference saying, Shirky, you had a good game. This is what you can continue to work on. But then he's also talking to Savino. You didn't play, but keep working hard. You're going to get a chance to play. Like he's talking to everyone in the press conference.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Sorry, jump in. Yeah. Ruben Diaz does it on the training ground. Ruben Diaz is who's part of the captain leadership group, yeah? Now, I wasn't going to share this, but I will. Give you a bit of an exclusive.
Ooh, exclusive. Hold on. Let me get some proper music for this. Go ahead. All right. You may be Canadian, but you are so American. But anyway.
And he knows what I mean, people in the chat. But mate, that's the way we go. But the simple fact is, Ruben Diaz has been coaching Kushinoff in training, been helping him along, because they've realised there's parts of Kushinov's game that need to be not improved, but just slightly mellowed, like some of the challenges. And they teach him, because the way he challenges in game is the way he challenges in training. Okay. And they're like, just relax. Why don't you try this way? And it's not about saying someone's bad at something. It's about, well, we've seen it. Why don't you try it this way? See if this works for you. See if this is going to lead you into a path that you need to do. And I think that's good leadership. The trouble is, people think being critical, shouting and bawling gets you. A human psyche learns and teaches differently. Yeah. Not everyone learns the same way. Some need a rollicking, some need an arm around the shoulder, some need a bit of a chat, some like a one-on-one, some like a big group discussion. That's the beauty of it. There are different ways of learning and skills into this.
Martin, let me add to this, please. Because this is something that I hear, especially amongst Manchester City fans, right? They're like, Pep's being unfair. Pep's doing this differently to this player versus that player. Well, yeah, Sherlock. That's what you're going to do. Certain things work versus different players. And at the same time, you're also experimenting as a manager to be like, oh, do you respond to this challenging stimuli? Or do you respond better to an arm over your shoulder? Do you respond to me praising you first and then giving you bad news? Or do you respond with me giving you the bad news and then praising you after?
Like, the best analogy is Kushinoff, and I'll use Kushinoff as example because he's top of debate. He's a raw piece of coal. There is a diamond within there. What we are currently doing now is getting that diamond shiner, ready. We're bringing the diamond out. This is what we do. This is good. Listen, I don't want a 20-year-old finished article, because for me, even at 43, I learn new things and new skills.
Facts.
And I always say, if I am the same person I was 5 years ago, I've wasted 5 years. Yeah. And that's the way footballers in your job, in any walk of life, you should be. You should not be the same person 12 months later, because that means you've learned and not listened. You've done nothing for 12 months but been yourself. There is always room for improvement. Always. Exactly. There is always new people to learn to. And that's why I love speaking to so many people around the world, different perspectives, different everything. You know, I like cultures. I love it all, because I learn something new every single day. Yeah. For me, I have one goal in life. Every day. Every day is a brand new day, and I learn something new every single day. Whether it's just something minute. And I think that's what you should be in life. And I think Pep is so good at that. But we listen to outside noises, because outside noises, people live on Twitter. Yeah. People live in social media bubble. People live in a YouTube bubble. People live on, like they used to do on Facebook. You know, get a life. Get a life. I don't mean that in a derogatory way, but just get a life. Come on.
Well, this is the thing, and maybe for another show. And I think I might have mentioned this a while back, but everyone needs to be really careful with how they let things on social media affect them, because there is a fine line between seeing what you think is reality and seeing what might be AI generated, or even seeing what is just amazingly
that
is
edited. So dangerous, by the way. That is so dangerous now, this AI technology. It's dangerous.
So when it comes down to things that I'm seeing in clips, I'm like, I'd rather see the original, because I don't know how this was cut and spliced. I don't know if this is actually real.
Well, aggregators do that on Twitter, and one of there's some big up City Extra, but City Extra put a snippet out. But what you'll get is the answer. You don't get the question. You don't get the context the question was asked in. You don't get the context of the answer.
Oh, I learned that early.
It's like text messages now.
I think I might have lost you, and Martin might have gotten a call. But when it comes down to City Extra and other aggregators, I need to see the full video. I'm going back. I'm watching the press
Yeah,
conference full. I don't do the quotes thing because the quotes can be messed up, and unfortunately,
I
the
don't know if he had a
aggregators.
smile on his face when he said it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't know if he did the pep smirk, like even quoting him when he says, "Yeah, because I'm a genius." Well, he's saying it in tongue in cheek. I'm a genius, not that believe everything I say. I'm a genius. Like, so yeah, the aggregators know what they're doing because obviously the way it's clipped up, you're gonna get engagement. But the one thing that I find so funny is when I see Manchester City fans overreacting just off the quote itself. Guys, let's calm down,
Okay,
okay?
I think that's just football fans in general. It is right. I'm going to shoot. Sorry to be a pain.
No, not at all, not at
Please, I
all.
just wanted to come and show some quick support. Smash those likes. Elevator. Let's get him to 2K.
Let's
Big up
do
my
it.
guy.
Thank
Show
you,
him a lot of
man.
love, and I'll see you all at our fate this evening.
Absolutely.
Big up.
Thanks for tuning in, man. Take care. Man, CUNY Way, Martin, make sure you guys go and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sure you have. He made this show bonus as it is. Let me make sure. Well, he covered a lot. We talked about, obviously, Pep's successor. We didn't talk about our win versus Brentford, what we got next with Newcastle. I'm going to touch on that really quickly, and then we did discuss a little bit of the Shirky and
Vader games.
But listen, and the comments, you guys have been great. I've been reading them. Didn't put everything on screen, but I'm caught up. The win versus Brentford, check, amazing. Let's get that done. No Doku, no problem. We're also able to do that with no Holland giving him rest. We gave Foden some rest, brought him on, obviously. Even with regards to Bernardo, all important because guys, our next game is Newcastle. That's no joke. They're going to be a physical midfield. They're defending champs when it comes down to this. We need to be ready, and to be ready, we need to be as healthy as we can now till then. I like how Pep managed the players. I like the performance that we saw. I was especially happy, and I'm going to talk about this, with how we were looking to attack. I mean, it was a modest scored game. It could have been a lot better for us, a lot better. And this guy's doing what he's been doing. He's got his eye on the prize, which is the Prem, in addition to all the other cups. And this is why we have so much confidence in him, because he's able to think big picture. He's able to also player and man manage, that we may be losing our minds. Like, Pep, why are you showing so much rotation? Why are you resting? And then at the same time, you got some that are being like, why do you keep playing the same players? Well, we're playing the same players to I think, to set up the pattern of play. Here's what is expected of you. Watch how this main 11, main 12 do this constantly. This is what I want from you. And then we kind of scale back, and then we do the changes. Because in that game versus Brentford, 7 changes. 7 changes. I mean, not the 10 like I mentioned on the match reaction, but 7 changes. I think we're in a really good place. And like was mentioned in the comments, the reason why they're trying to throw these questions about who's going to be the next manager, trying to throw questions on, the potential 115, because I saw it in the comments, when is the 115 going to drop? They need to shake this thing up. They need to not have the conversation be too positive with regards to Manchester City. And the reason why they can't have it be too positive about Manchester City is because can we discuss a better style of play? Who's showing more entertaining football in the league right now? Who's got everybody doing the oohs and ahs and like, oh, did you see that? And the shares of a pass, of a goal. You know how many times I saw us just doing the tiki-taka passing, Foden, O'Reilly, Shirky, you know what I mean? Nico G, we were doing all that. We're bringing that beautiful football back in this time, and if we're able to do this and continue to win games, I am loving what I'm seeing, and it's in a transition year as well. Let me see. Clutch goes, City play the best football in the league right now. No question, no doubt. And it's attacking football. It's wonderment. Like we're watching and we're like, wonder what is Holland gonna score another goal? Is he gonna keep this going? Are we gonna see a nice trick, a nice flick? What's Shirky about to do? Oh, Foden's. Every time Foden's got the ball outside the 18, everyone's kind of like, oh, is he about to lace? Is he about to? It's one of those. We've got some great football to watch, and it's been amazing. Sam in the building. He goes, LOL. Even Judge Mo reluctantly agreed. We play the most entertaining football. Listen, that's tough. To get Judge Mo to have to admit, that's tough. That's tough, and that speaks to how good we're playing. Sam, I think Rodri is ready. They just make sure he's fit. I think Rodri is really, really close. The fact that Pep says he's close, he's just working his way back. It's not disaster, because it's disaster. They would have said he's not available for 3 months or something like that, or something severe. They wouldn't downplay this. The whole trying to, again, throw a grenade and Rodri's making moves to get out of here, I think all that is just to try to mess us up. This is a player that's had his best. He's understood. They know how to keep him in the mix with regards to happy, involved in play. We also praised him greatly, recognized him pre and post Ballon d'Or. I think they just want to really manage this player. He's given his all for us. And from a club standpoint, he deserves the same in terms of how he comes back to us to play. Let me keep this going. We already discussed Shirky, Savinho, the two learning from each other. Let me speak on this Savinho. Let me speak on Savinho real quick. Vader games. Listen, if you look at the top of the goal scoring list in the Prem, you've got Holland, you've got Brentford, who we didn't have to face. We got Thiago. Luckily, I saw it in the chat. We didn't have to face him. But the next player, the top 3 goal scorers, is Semenyo. There's some of us that, I'm not one of them, that say Semenyo's not good enough for Manchester City. This is good enough for Manchester City talk. I don't like it. I like diversity. I like different styles. I like different profiles. I like bringing different things to the table. I do enjoy that a lot. Semenyo is one of those players where I think, again, I could be wrong, but I think his best position is on that right-hand side. I think Semenyo could be a great addition. He's got 7 goals and 3 assists in the Prem alone, right? You add that to what we got in terms of other goal scorers like Foden, you got Shirky with the assists that's happened, and you got Doku with the creativity as well. And when we want to talk about getting past a player, I think Semenyo, if we're interested in going into the market to get him, we should, because it's not even we need to lean heavily as him being a goal scorer. But hear me out. He's got 7 goals. He's got 3 assists. Could he deliver more goals? Yes. Would he be leaned on to deliver more goals? Maybe not necessarily, because if, like Doku, he can get past that one player, you got to worry about him getting past that one player. Now another defender has to commit to him. And what does that do? That allows for more to be available for our man Erling Haaland, who's leading the goal scoring with 17, I believe. He's got 17 in the Prem. So that combination would be great. Not only that, we do need a backup, potential striker backup. I think Semenyo could put in a shift. He could put in a shift for that role, is all I'm saying. So we got some versatility there. Let me catch up with these comments. Where was I? Wait, David goes, I tell you, even if Arsenal win, even if Arsenal will win something, neutrals won't enjoy their matches. I I've watched a few Arsenal games. I don't enjoy their style of play. I don't. And again, that's something that was often said about Manchester City, but I don't know if it's personnel wise. I don't know if it's how Arteta has them set up, but yeah, they're not good to watch. Now they get results 100%, and I can appreciate a good defense, but yeah, that's snooze fest, snooze fest. Arsenal eye bleeding football. I'm with you. That Wolves game was very telling on how poor they are with regards to attack. My gal goes, Vader, we must shut out the ugly noise. It's all a distraction. Rivals are simply intimidated. They're worried. Rose, they are worried. The rivals, Arsenal fans, are looking over their shoulder. They're like, 2 points off us. This Arsenal should not only have 2 points. There should not only be a 2 point gap between this Arsenal and this city. This city isn't the city that should be. They keep looking and pointing out like poor transfer windows, poor quality of players, and they're only 2 points off. This is a problem. Semenyo added to that. Yeah, they're gonna be stressed. Nah, Sam, that's the first game they played versus United was disgusting. Yeah, that's true. That's true as well. Foden on 7 as well. That's what I'm saying. We've got a good mix of goals, and if we were to add Semenyo to it, quality. I see someone backstage. Let me tackle a few of these comments real quick. Let me see what we saying. Oh, Dre P goes, I think every player is potentially good enough for Manchester City. City under Pep once won 100 points with Zinchenko and Delft at left back. It's true. It's true. To say that a player isn't City quality, maybe they're not City quality as of now, but the potential's there, right? At goes, what is this Maresca news? Maresca, successor to Pep, is what the news is. That's what the news is so far. Trevor goes, Semenyo is the... Trevor, what are you doing? What are you doing? He goes, pace, power, and goals. You're a joker. Let me add my man from backstage. He has an amazing channel. Please go and subscribe to Pitch Points. But let me introduce Gundalorian into the mix. What are you saying, Gundo?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I got like 10 minutes or so.
Perfect. I've got a few topics left to discuss. You can tackle either one that you like. The Semenyo talk I just mentioned, obviously that's been rumored. We're in competition with the potential of Liverpool United. I've got the topic with regards to us and the upcoming game that we play versus West Ham and the potential pressure that'll put on Arsenal. Or do you want to address the Liverpool aren't going to get rid of Arnie Slot in time? Meaning, I think they're going to keep Arnie Slot, and I think they get back to getting into Europe because they don't make that change. Or the previous topics that were discussed, I'm not sure if you saw them, but Pep's successor, have you been keeping up with that speed?
I'm not worried about those stories, mate. I just saw stories, mate. I mean, he's gonna leave when his contract is over. That's what's gonna happen. Everything else is just.
Would you want Maresca? Would you want Maresca if Pep?
To do what? No.
Oh wow.
No.
Okay. There's also, companies locked up until 2029. But let me share this. This is a theory of mine. I was like, whichever manager I really, really want, I don't want them to be the direct successor to Pep. Does that make sense?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on who's available.
Like, I just feel like following Pep's, like, directly after, following Pep's footsteps.
Doesn't matter.
I think
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Really?
No, it doesn't matter. You're always going to be competitive no matter what happens, even if you're the third one in. It doesn't matter.
But you kind of get a buffer. You get compared to the previous manager before you get compared to the direct.
You get the opportunity to lead these players and do great things with the organization. You take it. You don't say no, because I don't want to be the next guy in. You just do it.
Now I gotta ask you. I
Mhm.
gotta ask you. How many years before we got you? We get you as city manager.
I can't do it, man. I wouldn't do it, man. I wouldn't do it, man.
All
But
right, under 21s, under 21s.
nah, I like the kids, man. I like the young kids.
Okay, all right. I'm not mad at
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm not mad at that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not concerned about the whole Maresca news. I
No.
hear all that. Now, I don't. I'm not sure if you even got in, and it's not one of the topics. But did you look into Manchester City's financials? Did you see that this was our third
Mm-hmm.
highest? That was our third highest revenue
Mm-hmm.
year, despite the year that we had.
Mm-hmm.
All promising. Were you happy with what you kind of saw
Yeah,
initially?
yeah. It's well run business. Good commercials, good wage management, good income management, smart sales, good
Okay.
buys, good wage structure. Yeah. So the numbers don't lie.
All
I'm
right.
very happy.
All
I
right.
can't complain too much.
Now, I'm gonna also ask you this:
Mm-hmm.
Carabao, Carabao Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want it?
Of course.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. Okay. We got it. We got it. Carl
Yeah.
Gundalorian. I had to name his first name and last name. Carl Gundalorian wants the Carabao Cup. Yes. Okay.
You're
I'm
in the
with you.
you're in the semifinal already. Might as well just go win it, man. You know.
Okay. He's like, hey,
Yeah.
we're in the semis. Why not? Why not? Now, any concerns? We got Newcastle.
No, even better.
Okay. All right.
Well, it's
Okay.
two legs, right? It's two legs.
Yeah, it is two
Yeah,
legs.
yeah. Over one leg, anything can happen. Over two legs, just do the job.
All
You know.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
I like this. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We got Gundalorian in a good mood
Yeah.
today. I like this.
Get to the
Um,
final. Go do the business.
I'm working backwards a little bit. This is one thing that I brought up, and you might
Hmm.
have a different take on this, but I think Pep obviously manages in the locker room. I'm sure, like you, manages in the locker room, has the one-on-one players coming into his office, has some conversation. But I think he also manages these players through press conferences. I
Yeah.
think, I think he talks to the entire team when he makes mention of Savino's work rate. When kind of asked sometimes about Shirky, but he makes it a point to kind of inject Savino into it kind of like unnecessarily. But what
Yeah.
I liked, what I liked in the game that we just saw was Savino obviously needs to improve, and
Hmm.
Pep recently talked about, hey, his final decision needs to get better. But the
Hmm.
fact that he's an attacker, he's a grinder, he also works off the ball. I, I when we hear like players need to step up, they need to step up, but it's not because they don't. It's not because they have limitations and can't, right?
Hmm.
So I think a blend. I think we would get like the perfect player if we had Shirky's attacking and Savino's work rate. Am I wrong to say that?
Depends on who. So who misses out then? Oh, I mean, like a blend of player.
A blend of player, yeah. Not that they both need to be on the pitch at the same time, but
Yeah.
if you saw Shirky again, Shirky's young, he's 20. If you saw
Mm.
Shirky improve on his work rate off the ball, and then you saw
Yeah. I mean,
Savino work with Shirky and improve
you're
on
not.
his final
Yeah.
decision.
You're not gonna get everything in a player, right? And there
Yeah.
are very
Uh,
very few players who are like that. You're not gonna get everything. You always get
mhm.
most of something, and then they do well in other things. So
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Messi's work rate off the ball, you know, right? It's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
he's top 10%, but
But
on
you
the ball,
surround him. But again, you surround him with the players that are going to kind of carry more of the water if they're not going
yeah.
to do if Messi's not going to do it. But let me ask you, because again, those of you that may not know in the comments, Gundalorian, he's committed. He puts in his time. He's helping the next generation of footballers, and so he's got a coach's eye.
Mm.
In the early spell that we've seen of Shirky, and if you were to be really, if you're going to be critical, you're going to have closed door office, you're just going to talk to him, you'd say, Shirky, this is what I want you to continue to look at or work on. What would it be?
I mean, first of all, so Ryan Shirky is everything we're teaching young kids to be nowadays. Let me explain.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
To be creative, to light the field up, to dribble, to express themselves. We're teaching young kids how to do that. That's what we teach them. We don't teach them Oh, here, pass the ball 1,000 times. No, we teach them on the ball, take players on, do something creative. Because all the other things that, passing or position awareness, all that stuff you can learn when you get older. But if you don't learn the creativity when you're young, what happens is you become an average footballer when you get older because you can't express
Mm,
yourself on the ball. The reason why Shirky's so good is because he can do those things more than many, many people can. The reason why Messi's so good because Messi has mastered the ball. He can create out of nothing, can create something. Right? He's
mm-hmm.
ambipedal. Shirky is.
Yep.
So if there's one thing I will say to him is listen, I need you to keep doing what you're doing, right? But maybe improve your work rate off the ball just a bit more, your defensive aspects. Okay? And
Yep.
be more ruthless in front of goal. That's it. That's it.
Okay. Okay. I'm not mad at that. And again, like a good manager, good coach, you always want to challenge that player to work on their game. Even things that they've mastered, continue to practice, because if you don't continue to practice, that mastery will fade away. But then work on other aspects of your game to also elevate. And I think the work rate thing is also something that kind of happens within conditioning, because it's something that's done off the ball. It's something to have the fitness to be able to still do it. I think there's so high ceilings for so many players right now, and the fact that we're 2 points off in the standings right now is an amazing thing. I think I think we have, and Rose just joked about it in the comments. She goes, she wants all four trophies. I think we need to have an ambition to go after all four trophies, and because that's how you keep everyone committed. And where things fall, where things fall. That's been a commitment that we've had for a long time.
Mm.
Now, Sam goes, can I say you can't teach kids what Shirky has though?
You can
It
if you start
I
early.
think what yeah, I think what
I mean,
Gunlord is
let
also
me let me let me
expressing.
let me
Yeah, go
qua-
ahead. Go
qualify that.
ahead.
I mean, there's some
Yeah.
kids who have natural talent, right? Natural
Mm,
ability to kind of dribble. They from 2 years old they dribble, right?
yeah.
So can you learn it? Absolutely, but you have to have some level of talent. You can't just be a kid who has no talent and then you want to learn that. It's going to be hard. But the
Mm,
more you practice it, the better you're going to be. The better you're going to be. We're seeing this now with Greek 8, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old,
okay.
teaching them how to be creative, to dribble, to dribble, to dribble, take players on 1v1. That's what they're focused on now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Let me move this along because I want to keep this topic, and if you're able to stick around, all the better.
Vader, Vader, Vader games.
City versus West Ham. I'm saying it's a must win. I think we would all agree that it's a must win. And when I say it's a must win, it's because it's West Ham. No disrespect, but they're not a strong team right now. And because they're not a strong team, I think there's even greater emphasis for us to have to get this win, have to get this result. When we look at our upcoming fixtures, when we just played Brentford, our next game is at home versus West Ham. Would you disagree with that comment, Gundo, that this is a must win?
Of course, it's a must win. 100%.
Okay. Okay. All right. We're on the same page. Those of you in the chat, let me know if you disagree, if you agree that this is a must win. But I also want to emphasize that this is a must win because of the fragility, because of the weakness, because of the concerns and the stress that I'm already seeing in Arsenal. We play before Arsenal on the weekend.
Mm.
And I think we win, we go 1 point up in the standings. Even though it's a game, it's temporary because we played ahead of them. We go 1 point up. We're at the top of the standings. I think psychologically,
They have to win.
that's a go ahead.
They have to win. Arsenal have to win
They
against
have to
Everton.
win. They have to
If they
win
don't
versus
win,
Everton.
if they draw, we're equal on point, but we'll go better goal difference.
That is true. And they're playing away at Everton.
Mm.
They're playing away at Everton. Moyes?
I don't trust Moyes,
Moise?
though. I don't trust
Moise?
Moyes.
I think he's going to cause a problem over there. I think he's going to cause some problems. And when I say cause some problems, I don't mean he's going to completely destroy them, but I think he's going to make that game difficult. I did not expect him. I didn't expect Arsenal to be have such a difficult time versus Wolves.
I'm not
Everton are a
surprised.
better team. Everton are a better team than Wolves.
There's no easy game in the Premier League. That's the thing people forget.
Mm,
Even me, I've been guilty of saying, hey, back in 17, 18, we did that, we did this. But the truth is, all the teams have improved significantly. They have better players, they spend more money, they have more revenue, they can create problems. I mean, look at where Villa are today, right? Look at where Palace were before we played them. They were fourth. I mean, all these teams have good players, mate. We want to buy those players from the likes of Palace, right? We're talking about what's that kid in the midfield? Palace,
Rogers.
not Rogers.
Oh wait, Palace.
Um,
And Wharton.
yeah, he's there, right? There's Anderson from I guess Villa. So all these we want them as kids, right? But so why didn't you pay respect to those teams? Everybody's
That's
good.
true. That's true.
So
That's
no
true.
surprise that Wolves can take it to Arsenal and do well. No surprise that Brighton beats us. Even Spurs, as bad as they are on their day, they can beat anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
think that was a really bad
yeah,
showing when we played Spurs.
look at
But
United
yes,
beating Liverpool. I mean, what do you say?
true. When we look at these games, when we look at especially the concerning part, the reason why this psychologically is going to affect not only the team, but I see the Arsenal fans, they're stressing out. CIA is having an effect. I'm seeing things that we're saying on CIA being discussed on some of these other panel shows that happen to have the rivals on. If you saw, or we did see what happened versus Wolves, and now you have better quality in Everton, and Everton are at home, Arsenal will go into that game, and most likely they're going to have to play a stronger 11 that they
Mm,
suspected they could play
mm,
versus Wolves. They're going to deal with something probably very similar from a setup standpoint, because we know that these managers or the assistant managers, the scouting, they look at, oh, how did the team previously play,
mm,
opponent as well as the team that they're about to play against, and
mm,
what can we mirror, what can we actually execute as well. There's going to be similarities in this Everton game. I'm curious to see how they play. We are going to put on some great pressure, and I can't wait to be on the timeline talking about top of the league, even though it might be temporary. Let me shout out my gal in the comments. Rose goes, Vader, 1 point up. We will be. Come on, City. I'm with you. Gunnar Lorian said it's a must win. I agree. It's a must win. We have to. We're being fair. There's no easy games, but this is one where we have to execute well. We have to get this
mm.
played. And Gunnar Lorian, we noticed Pep, he did have some rotation versus the Brentford game. I think he had his eyes on this West Ham game. Would I be wrong to say that?
No, you're right. I think, yeah, I mean, not just West Ham, but I mean, we can give players a rest like in Holland. It helps them in the long run, right?
Mm.
So I agree with you. Yeah,
All
we
right.
just do the business against West Ham. Listen, they'll come up with a fight. They'll try their best. I believe Nuno's there, right? He's going to park the bus 5-4-1. We just have to
Yep.
we just have to beat them and see what Arsenal do.
Nice. All right. Let me start this up. We got the last topic of the show.
I gotta run.
Oh,
I have to drop
appreciate
that.
you.
I have to drop that. I'll come back if I can.
All right. No worries, man. Have a good one. Talk soon. That was Gunnar Lorian. Pitch points. Ben said West Ham must win. I'm in agreement. And we'll catch him on future shows, hopefully CIA or maybe even later on today. Let me go to this real quick. We've got Liverpool, and Liverpool are not going to be, not by me, are not going to be brushed aside. All right? Liverpool aren't going to just be dismissed. I think they're very dangerous. I hate the fact that they didn't react. I hate the fact that the fan base didn't get so loud for FSG to get rid of this manager. Godfrey in the building. I see you. Good looking out. Vader aren't like Liverpool aren't. They aren't going to get rid of Arnie the way I hoped, the way I anticipated. I wanted them to get Arnie out because I think you get a new manager in to try to figure out how to use these players. I don't think it would have been as smooth. They're having this level of consistency because they kept the manager on board. And I think they're going to be an issue with regards to being top four in this Prem. The results, the games that they have up and coming are easy. Cakewalks. They don't have a distraction of Mo Salah anymore. I think they get these wins, and then it's not slot out talk. Then it's like, just keep winning. I think we missed our window. I think we missed our Arnie slot window out. if I'm going to be honest with you. Sam goes, this is an earlier convo. He goes, by the way, Arsenal have a lot of difficulty breaking low blocks, unlike us. Yeah, because they don't know how to attack. They're so defensively focused. They're so defensive minded. Like they struggle for open play goals. How many times are you going to score from set pieces? Godfrey goes, yo, Vader, hope you're good. Listen, Godfrey, I'm good. You're in the chat. You're in here with a comment. I'm assuming you hit that like button, but good looking out. You see what it is. People showing you some love in the comments. But Arnie is here to stay. Arnie's here to stay. And Arnie, FSG are good management, and I hate it. I hate it. As much as their fan base have hated them and all that kind of stuff, FSG aren't making brash, impulsive, emotional decisions. They're like, listen, we got a Prem winning manager. We're not just going to sack him because of this poor run. And I hate that they're doing that. I thought about it more after I did my show yesterday. Liverpool are going to get top 4. Arnie Slot's not going anywhere. They're not winning Champions League. They're not winning the Prem. But FSG are going to allow this manager to get them back into Europe. Plain and simple. And they're going to be in a position to to have some good signings. Sucks. Sam goes, Dre P goes, Liverpool run it out. Oh, Liverpool run out of narratives to hide behind. That's their problem. Klopp also struggled after winning the title. That's it, man. I think FSG knew better. They're like, yeah, we spent $450 million, but this is future proofing. This is for the club down the road. This is for when we have the exit of Mo Salah and so on. So they're not going to get rid of Arnie. They're not. Sam goes, I don't think Slot is that bad. I don't either. I wanted them to get out, though. I was trying to throw the agenda out there, the narrative. Like, yeah, he's terrible. Look at how he's wasted this money. But you don't gain, experience points for all you gamers out there when you accomplish something. He's gained that experience, those experience points. He's leveled up after winning the Prem. Getting rid of that manager would have been silly. Let's wait and see, though. If they win 10 games in a row, yeah, we're taking them seriously. They're going to win. I think I did the count. They're already on 6 games undefeated. Winning 10 in a row, I wouldn't go so far as winning 10 in a row. But to go on a really long undefeated run, I'm expecting that. Arnie's not going anywhere. Godfrey, the attack is poorly coached. Arteta focuses too much on not losing the game. Yeah. That is an issue over there. That's an issue for you guys. Can I say Poole will make Europe on their quality of players, not because of Slot? True, but Sam, they don't get rid of the manager in doing that. I don't think they get rid of the manager in doing that. Ash goes, I want Slot to stay because he can't handle pressure when it comes to. I don't know if we can say that. I don't know if that's proven yet, Ash. And I don't want him to continue to get quality players because if he stays in Europe, he's going to get quality players. Ash wants him to extend. Nah, get him out of here. He's won the Prem before. Brian in the building. Vader, do you think City win the league? I think Arsenal lucky win the league by own goal last day of the season. Ooh. Last day of the season to win the league, I'm giving that to City. If all things are equal and it's, let's say it's the same amount of points and it's to win on goal differential. Like, let's say, this is the thing, okay? Same amount of points, same goal differential on a final day, I'm giving that win to City to win on goal differential in a final game, right? I just am. I think no matter how much a team might want to defend for their lives, I think City will outscore. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Good looking out, Brian. But that's jokes. That is jokes. Now, everybody in the building, This is Vader Games TV. Why Always Me, episode 129. We're closing in on 114 minutes. Let's try to end this show on 115 just for ironic jokes. But City are planning for Life After Pep, but Life After Pep isn't this summer. Life After Pep is going to be next summer. All right, so not 2026, 2027. That's when the contract is over. I think that we have good steps, good plans in motion. Pep's going to have the club in a really good place, unlike last season where we did struggle. I think the investments player-wise, I think even with regards to the coaching staff, we're setting things up to be pretty well established moving forward. I'm also liking that City is putting the beauty, is making things beautiful again. No long throws, no set pieces, no long balls over the top. Beautiful game. Ball to foot, tick-tack, move, give and go, flick passes, little skill moves, some dekes, some feints, some shoulders, right? Doing the Doku special. We're bringing all of that back, and we're bringing goals, obviously, with Erling Haaland and outside the box goals from Foden and Rabonas from Shirky. Listen, we're putting things back to where they need to be. We're bringing things to be like the beautiful game that we love in football. It's happening here at Manchester City. So, I'm loving all of it. Please tune in, be a part of future shows. Brian, I see you in the comments. Good looking out. He ain't leaving, and I'm in agreement with you. And please catch me on the very next show, which may be tomorrow, but if not, catch me with a match reaction to us and West Ham, and obviously CIA Intelligent Agendas on Sunday. I'm Vader Games. All of you in the chat, like, subscribe, hit me up in the comments if you're watching this on the replay, and you'll catch on the next show. Enjoy the outro on what past Why Always Me's titles were like, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Love. Thank you.